Starting off with this first map of the best of three. Adepts versus Fluffy Gangsters here in the semi-finals of the Exort series number 1. Starting off with Vertigo, and we're moving towards the map of Anubis. And we're ending it off with the final map that would be Ancient. I feel like this could be a 2-0 for whoever gets their opponent's map pick away. And if we go to a third, I think Fluffy Gangsters is heavily in the lead. So for Adepts, I feel like there's a little bit of a upward trend to go for. Looking at the maps in particular, right? Both map picks are looking quite good for the teams to pick up. Fluffy Gangsters has been pretty good on the map of Vertigo, looking at it. And that was also the reason why they went on to pick this map. On the graphic, or inside of the Veto itself, Adepts choosing to pick themselves this map of Vertigo. So that is a little bit interesting in that regard. Felt like things would have been the other way around. Vertigo is that pick from Adepts. So that is something to look out for. Adepts choosing a map that is on paper pretty good for Fluffy Gangsters. So opposition looking good on the opposing map pick, making it so that the map picks in general are going to be a whole lot less important. Adepts will win off the pistol, and so starting things off incredibly well on the cards. Brilliant beginning for the French side. They played a very good tournament, all in all. Can be pretty happy about what they've shown. Found with the Deagle. Jumbie gets the headshot for Fluffy Gangsters. They answer back with some Deags and in general just the Glocks, right? So Fluffy Gangsters not having too much to offer. They're gonna go to try and equalize. Highness looking for the opening with the Deagle. I think Chucky has seen him. Can spot it through the yellow just a bit. After that, Jumbie will collect a second Deag shot. Fluffy Gangsters, of course, they also have had a brilliant season. Haven't lost a map or a series. The only thing that they lost was a forfeit that they got themselves, that they have to pull off. The rest is all victory for their side. And here against the Adepts would be a good showing as well, but it doesn't seem like it. Adepts will start things off incredibly well. With a pistol 1, a follow-up 1. Only a singular. There's a singular player alive. That is obviously something you're going to be just a little bit scared about. Your economy will not get too much better. And Fluffy Gangsters, on the other hand, that will have AKs and all the util necessary to try and mow you down. Will provide with a little bit of an opportunity to get some upset here. But yeah, 3 MP9s on the side from Adepts looks like a highly unlikely round unless perfection. It's been pushed across. That's the first MP9 putting up the work. Takanashi has been taken away. So the entry going the way of the Adepts already. A good start for the CT side. Yarmyata. First one to take some space. Over towards the sandbags, waiting for the sandbag swing, while Highness is going to go in solo. Trying to go into the fight. Well, from Fluffy Gangsters getting away with it on strength. way in. There's a good spray from Zombie found. Trade successfully taken. The AK in the hands of Tarky. Adapts will definitely create an opportunity for themselves. This flank is lurking in the shadows. Catwalk been pushed by two of them. When is PRN going to be aware? Choik was still watching. Now PRN checking it for a second time. Drops the bomb. PRN has all of a sudden cleared this round out. They made it somewhat possible. Might even be good to win the round. Just Highness remaining. And before, you would say the round was an easy find for Fluffy Gangsters. Now, it's Highness that has to clutch in order to find some stability and actually get this round on their side. It won't even be so easy. No gateway there anymore from mid-side. So Highness, they can't go for it. That's to save the AK. And a weapon buy for Fluffy Gangsters, which I had arguably already seen them get the win on, now becomes a danger to deal with. And allows Adepts to go for an even bigger advantage here on the CT side. Maybe we get to see something else. A change up. Swing with the AK. Working wonderfully. Tarky does manage to find himself an entry. Spray looks to be head on Highness, but no cigar on that. The nade finds its target. Running into the side. Yata. Opportunities coming through. He's already crossed to the side with the AK. The only AK that still remains, besides all the pistols, getting nade bombed completely. Solby going for a flank, but the MP9 should catch him. Never mind. Oxbrand gets blown away. Allows for the bomb to rotate around. And this might still create some dangerous opportunity. This opto from Chucky is something to be a little fearful of. Can deny the bomb. It's a kill from USP and make it 2. That's brilliant. Chucky not only denies the plant, also gets another one on the tally. And the round turned up from a win for Fluffy Gangsters again. Not because of the buy, but because of the position they were in. Prime position to clean it up. And in the end, ultimately, no cigar still. That is harsh. Very harsh. See what Fluffy Gangsters can do in round 5, as they're gonna have the buy still up for grabs. Point a bit to work with. Spray looking to collapse. Kill from Solby found. Aggression from Fluffy Gangsters. Of course, that is where they're usually seeming to shine. The individuals so good for Fluffy Gangsters. On map from Vertigo, you're definitely good to take spaces of the map. Certain spaces. Usually given quite easily. So with the bomb going down, retake is going to be needed. It won't be done. Adepts losing their first round. With that opportunity well and truly taken. Good shot from Chucky. Finds its target on Highness. Another round will easily be taken. For the side of Fluffy Gangsters. Pretty amazing the way they've been able to play so far. Definitely I am a tad bit worried about what ADEPTS will be able to do on the long run. As soon as Fluffy Gangsters is firing at all cylinders. Usually we are looking at a Better performance for Fluffy Gangster to come, definitely. I mean, like I said, the individuals are there for them. Usually going for lots of solo peaks, which does seem to work, as they do have the firepower to back him up. All in all. They get that going. Don't know if ADEPTS will be able to stop him. Show coming out. Flashbang to support his team. The buy is not too good from the side of ADEPTS coming through. Looking. Other X in one basket here towards the A side. 4 of them playing there. Chucky is going to rotate with the ARP. Might be able to hold on to the B side single-handedly. Will be offers to be made. A head soon spotted potentially there on the bottom part. Chucky definitely aware of that to be a possibility. Where's the play? Where's the first shot? Gonna deal with it. Smoke to the left side of the generators. Gonna allow Solby to run in. That's a great play from Fluffy Gangsters. Realizing that everyone has taken the A side and so given an opportunity to push B. The initial push was great. Now you gotta play the post plant. And are you aware of Oxbrand flanking? When will you start paying attention to that? Looks like they are somewhat now, and that's when Takanashi starts fragging out to the play. And a second will be found with Fluffy Gangsters taking it. ARP even found as well. Responsive gaming from Fluffy Gangsters so far on a pretty high level. You can see the way they reacted to that play accordingly. ADEPTS takes the A site. We're going B with a fast exec. Flashbang to isolate the ARPer. Making sure there's nothing that Chucky can get done. From that point onwards, it's a breeze to watch. It's a round-winning play. Fluffy Gangsters will go up to the second. Playing up against the Pico now from ADEPTS. They will know that. Certainly will. Molly is not burning Oxbrand. It's going to clear someone close, but not behind the box. The rest of the players are in a Astrala stack on the ramp, and with that kill, Highness might think he's all free to go. All free to swing, then spots out a triple tower. Almost getting taken down. And he is most certainly a sitting duck here. No way Highness gets allowed to stay alive here afterwards. He really tries to make a space. Ooh, he's going to make a play around. Wow, that's crazy. That is brilliant. Pushing his way through. I really thought he was going to run away. He had like 1 HP left. Went in for the fight. A little bit unnecessary, I feel like. Now you're giving away an AK, you're giving away a Mech 10, you're going to give away another. Chance not provided to pick that one up, though, as Zombie is already waiting. John, what can he get done? Trying to look for another, now falls away completely. Moving around. To the side of Fluffy Gangsters. Sarky still trying to go aggressive. No cigar coming out. And with that, third that will be found for Fluffy Gangsters. Where we're starting to see them shine the most. Some economy that's been gained. On HLTV, the roster being together for 5 months already. Before that, of course, playing various seasons. I don't know with the same composition as we're seeing now, but there's a bunch of them playing. Their jerseys ready. 4 of them. Now with finally a good performance in ESJ Advanced, making the playoffs. And that's where you can start to see them shine the most. But even in an event like this, they can get themselves to the final or something. Beat teams like ADEPTS, but also in the group stage, almost taking down everybody. Except for one, which they had to forfeit against the likings of Viperio. Which in the end had not necessarily cost them the spot. At least cost them the flawless of plays inside of this series. or inside of the group stage. Didn't make any difference. They still got out as first place, and that was this position the easiest for. So you're looking with two eyes to it. Okay, collecting as they're running their way to the site. Of course, ADEPTS will fight back, and they respond accordingly. The Frenchmen are able to take him down very swiftly. The round will fall apart. Fluffy Gangsters not allowed to get that one going. And of course, here on the map of Vertigo, with the changes and all, it is a little bit interesting the way it's played nowadays, right? There's a few layers of attack that you're going to have to deal with. You first, of course, got the A-ramp in general that you need to take over. Then you got yourself like the sandbags and the gap positions. And once you've taken control over that, you still got to deal with all the off angles that are there on the site. Whole elevator that now is consistent of basically a block in the middle. You can play left, you can play right, and you still got a catwalk to deal with. And then, obviously, still your good old heaven and headshot. So a whole lot more layers of the A site that you got to peel off in order to get to that middle part, which is the actual bomb site. That's something ADEPTS is quite nicely dealing with so far, using the third layer of defense this time, letting Fluffy Gangsters use all their util in the first two stages, and then taking it away right when they are emptied out. That's exactly what you're looking for. 4 in a row in the beginning, and 3 back from Fluffy Gangsters, and now a chance to get reset if ADEPTS plays their cards right. Really good opportunity to take away the half win here, potentially, for ADEPTS. Could be to take this round in particular. And there, the entry towards B being found, well and truly taken. Takanashi, his head will fall off. Chance with the trade, not to be. No shot. 4v4 gets provided. Does look as if 4 versus 4 is still well and truly in the cards for either team to pick up here. That Nate is doing good damage on Tarky. Potentially with that, allows them to play just a simple contact play out of B. Tarky not aware. That doesn't spot him out either. Highness already on the site. Choke might volley once. That side is just lost well and truly. Still flank from mid. Choke can still make it a little bit harder. Well, Oxbrand is going for a flank, so everyone from ADEPTS is taking different fights. Not coordinated on the retake, but if you win out those duels, that's where you can shine. Highness will be seen. The barber cut there. Chance for the AK, but not to be. Winning your fights is necessary. The Frenchmen aren't seeming to do so, and Solby is in a prime position here to find PRN. Put the round on a pedestal. Turtle middle. Swing behind the generator coming out with PRN. A chance. Put down one. Knows where John is. And the round actually falls in the way of ADEPTS with it. He needed to win the 1v1 fights, and PRN taking a sweet time there. Took so long to swing. Left Oxbrand on the side, getting them paranoid. And as soon as they saw him on the side, starting to get just a little bit frustrated, maybe a little bit irritating, wanting to swing on him. John not seeing any other opportunity than to jump onto the side. And that was his death. PRN is the hero of that round for ADEPTS. And with that, the tactical timeout will come out, giving the Fluffy Gangsters barely anything to go for, and a 7th to be a very good opportunity in the realm of possibilities here for ADEPTS to find. Great percentage of getting that one done. They've created an opportunity for themselves. And that is brilliant work so far. Something we're looking out for. Fluffy Gangsters, they're still buying up. They were able to get themselves that bomb plant, so money wasn't an issue, although you're still not looking at the best of buys coming out, which, to be honest, again, I don't know if this buy is necessarily something you wanted to go for. Just considering the fact that you are, in fact, down to pistols the next round again. You're now fighting with a deagle as well on one of your friends, so, I don't know. It seems a little bit odd at times. Russian side choosing to go for it. Well, now ultimately facing ADEPTS here on the B side. Well, just having one guy playing their Chucky. Still positioned at the same angle of the op as he was before. Not staying there for a minute. But at least just jiggling back at the exactly right time for a peek to come out. No chance to take a flank, so everyone needs to go for heads-up fights towards the B site. With Takanashi missing those, it's going to allow an opportunity for ADEPTS to get their control, keep their possession on the B side with 2 men standing there, 2 men strong. Playing a 2-1-2 setup. And Choke is now the only one left of the target getting taken away. He has to try and wiggle his way around the smoke. A singular would be nice. Just damages all he gets, which essentially like the GANGSTERS might now be in the driving seat for the majority of time, although they got to plant the ball. Still not able to do so, Takanashi. It was aggressive. Again, it's Oxbrand on the flank. He's done it various times, and again, he's alive. So thinking about it would be the #1 goal. Seen him, but still, Oxbrand finds it. Gets a little repetitive, but still, as long as you're getting entries, as long as you're getting yourself some impact, who cares about that repetitiveness? Takanashi, as soon as he turns around, it's Chucky to find the timing. 3 KD already, and ADEPTS is not going to stop anytime soon. Again, a plant for Fluffy GANGSTERS. Again, some money that will be in the banks. But still, Galil's on some of them as well. Why they might be better off buying Tech 9 armor here. Nope, gonna go for a buy once more. AKs without any util. A Mach 10 with some. ADEPTS that has the opportunity to go for an 8-3, maybe a 9-3 after. Again, 3.4k loss bonus is the maximum that you're gonna get on that T site. If you don't get a bomb plant, you'll only have that amount added up to your bank. With nothing in reserve, that won't be enough to buy any AKs. Or again, just a Helmet round, but a Helmet round it certainly will be. Though they didn't have much util to work with, so just running their way in is something ADEPTS cannot seem to deal with. They're the ones now forced to save. Played a final round and a half with a 7-4 scoreline. I mean, again, the response that you were somewhat looking for. Just looking at it, ADEPTS in that round having the better weapons, the better util. Fluffy GANGSTERS thinks the only way we can win that is by going aggressive and sending in some Hail Mary plays. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly the response we expected from them, that we thought we're going to see. And also the response that we're actually getting out of them.
Terrorists win.
Through John. Well played. Entry found on Choke there. And with that, they're the ones kindly looking to get themselves the win on the board. PRN had to save. The loss bonus acquired for ADEPTS, so it should not be too much of an issue. It's a 50 even for Chucky. That's when you know things are desperate. Final round and a half, not able to get a compelling buy. Just trying to play their cards right here. Oxbrand looking for Takanashi on top. Again, the flank, and now Oxbrand caught. Done that maybe 12 rounds in a row. Worked 11 times. 12 is finally putting Fluffy GANGSTERS getting themselves something going. And there we have it. A 5th on the board for Fluffy GANGSTERS. They're the ones taking the final 2 to make it somewhat of a competitive half. Sure, ADEPTS still in the lead, but I have to see how their T side will go with the newly formed Fluffy GANGSTERS being a team that was relatively okay on the map of Vertigo. Last time these two teams played against each other, it was Vertigo and Anubis that both of the teams played. Vertigo being won by Fluffy GANGSTERS 13-10, while Anubis was won 13-6. So Fluffy GANGSTERS had already taken down ADEPTS in that game. And now, ADEPTS might be in the lead, but it's still not a confirmation. And they won't necessarily be able to win that one out if Fluffy Gangsters plays their cards right, wins, for example, the pistol. There's still troubles on the horizon, but a startup in this pistol, that's by no means bad for ADEPTS coming out. Solby trying to collect himself a shot. Another one will be found. Headshots. They're catching. Oh, Fluffy Gangsters turns it completely around. Pistol round looks so good for the French, but still, seem as if the Pandas are good to take this. Chucky, though, if you're ever wondering, for him in a clutch. MU1's in a clutch for clutch this one up, but won't find it. Highness to complete, to comply. The Pandas, oh, Fluffy Gangster go up to 6. Gangsters indeed. Shutting down at all cylinders, performing quite well. And a good start on the CT side was a necessity. That is exactly what we're capable of finding right here, right now. No buy from ADEPTS, not a second round force buy like we're usually seeing on the CT side. Seems like the smartest of ways to play this one out, but it is going to be an easy access for the Fluffy Gangsters to tie things up here. Turn it back to a very competitive game all of a sudden. Although, of course, losing it previously, they didn't fade away from picking it this time. Might be faced with the consequences. John this time, an easy spray down, $900 found quite easily. Seems like a pretty good trade. His MP9 already worked back, earned back. And all the MP9s getting the work done there. Well, not 900, of course, 1800 that you're getting with those 3 kills. Even more. An MP9.5 gained back. Just for kill rewards. This time, the buy from ADEPTS. They went for a full-on save. With Chucky doing good work in the previous. He's going to have a glass cannon to work with. Up without armor. In fact, you buy that one on the T side and on Vertigo. Seems a very ballsy move to go for, but Belgium able to get the opening fight. That's why you want him on an AWP. Exactly the reason. Big Green suits him very well. Entry found straight off the bat. And with that, ADEPTS in the driving seat for this round. It was a bonus buy. So in that regard, not too much to worry about if you're a Fluffy Gangsters fan. But at the same time, taking this one would set you up quite well for a... Granted CT half here. Disaster as it could have been for ADEPTS here. Considering their own method. Fight towards the B ramp. The MP9 is not able to stand tall. Solby gets blown away. Instead of going aggressive, it's still just a waiting game. Waiting game that ADEPTS is playing. Making no mistakes. Letting Fluffy Gangsters do so. With that kill from John, he might be able to spot them all out, crossing towards B. Takanashi will confirm it. Sees the one stick there with an MP9. Stuck in a position, trying to get flash supported. The opportunity was granted. Couldn't get the kills in. The M4 maybe to help. To the rescue, Jones arrives in time to get it done. Both players down low. 2 bullets on Chucky would have been enough. Now just a singular on PRN. He needs more, but he cannot get it. Fluffy Gangsters, they turn it around. A round where they were 2 men down, just like in the pistol. Gets thrown back to winning ways straight off the bat. And again, the disastrous position that ADEPTS could have been in. I talked about that they were safe from with that double entry. Apparently, I wasn't telling the truth. And it's Fluffy Gangsters that will take full advantage of it. Now playing against Tech 9s. Brilliant work from the Gangsters. Opponent's map pick taken, like I said. Whoever does so is going to have a pretty good chance at taking it 2-0. ADEPTS has been the team improving on the map of Anubis, but it still is the map pick from Fluffy Gangsters. Their most played map throughout this tournament as well, right? Winning it twice, losing it just 1 time. The only time Fluffy Gangsters lost it was over against Sinners Academy. The other two getting a win against Woppa on it, and also Adepts themselves. So already getting treated a taste of their own medicine in that regard. Well, Adepts, the team they beat on the map of Anubis, they were able to win 2, lose 3. They won on their way over on K-Team yesterday in the quarterfinals. But they lost against Fluffy Gangsters. They lost against Viperio. They won against Verdant, which is out on the tournament. And then a lose against K-Team, which they then went later on to win. But K-Team is not in here anymore. K-Team is not in the tournament. So the team on paper also looking then winning it against the side of Adepts on their first engagement. Then, of course, Adepts taking it back in the second engagement. How much can you take from that? And you've already lost it. You're a -4 in this tournament on the map. That's all going to be something we're looking at for the second map in play. For now, just trying their utmost in order to continue having a shot at this game. Shot at this map. He tries to turn it around, but no cigar. Traded straight off the bat there by Chucky. Choke helping him to get space over the A side. And with that, approximately a minute left. Even Adepts quite sunstruck with waiting for Fluffy Gangsters again to make the move. This is a little bit as if we're playing around all over again. The first full by round, to which Adepts had a double man advantage, but still couldn't convert it. Exactly the way it started. See if it's going to have the exact same finish. If that is to change. Something that Adepts definitely wants. But again, double trade back. Makes it tight. They have the confirmation of 2 of their positions, though. But what can Yorum Yatta do? Opens up the smoke and the window. Taking full advantage of BRN, gets sitting. And eventually it's all down to Yoromata now. Yatta runs his way through the Tech 9, trying his utmost, but cannot do it. Oh, a falling Tech 9 wasn't enough to get it done. Adepts moves themselves up to 8. And 1 more to go before tying things up. A necessity for Adepts to get control. And that could have still been around. That could have still been the ARP shining bright, but not to be. Tech 9 couldn't get it done. There's a technical timeout used now. We saw yesterday that a technical timeout can be a little bit of a shape-up. We don't know who has called it. We don't know what is going on. But at least from that point onwards yesterday, we saw getting a team. We saw seeing a team starting to run away with it. And I usually feel that with my team as well, right? When we are calling in a tactical timeout at a time, we're usually able to take the next round. And when the opponents do so, or it's a longer break, we aren't really able to get ourselves back in. We have sort of a syndrome in that regard for that. It's just been a little bit of our weakness when a team calls in a technical timeout. And maybe that is for one of these 2 teams as well, right? It's a big breeze from being in the moment to then all of a sudden not. Maybe you're going to swap screens. Maybe you're going to check out what's up. Or you're going to stay focused in the game, or how you're going to do it. Will you be able to stay focused when you're not in a round, when you're not playing? Those are all things you got to be looking out for. And somewhat worrying about as well. And here we go again. Will it be a team walking away with it, or are we going to continue to have a back and forth affair? It will be to be decided here. No man advantage to work with. Takanashi moving on over. Flash is good to support him into a fight, and the entry is gained. Tarky has found himself falling there. With that, the man advantage well and truly taken. will provide them with an opportunity there. Find Walker Labs, a trade from the AWP. Looks like a rotation from Takahashi will come out. Will Chucky keeping them occupied today. Doing all the work with the AWP. Maybe another to be had. Can Chucky do it? Of course he can. That is brilliant from Chucky. Triple kill on the AWP. Spotted out Takahashi crossing. Might allow him to look the opposite way. Shoot carefully. Catwalk will be pushed. He gets 4. The AWP is definitely a weapon he can use and abuse. 22 and 10. Puts his team on his shoulders, on his back, carrying them through to tie up the game here on Vertigo. And an eco will follow for Fluffy Gangsters. So for them, desperation start to hit potentially, as they're the ones that were in the driving seat, in control about everything. Have now gotten barely anything remaining. And maybe against all odds here. Something you gotta decide for yourself. ADEPTS goes on for that comeback play. I feel like they've shown the resilience. They've shown that they're more than capable of taking this series away from Fluffy Gangsters, but we needed a confident Dome Epic in order to prove me right, because Anubis and Ancient are maps that Fluffy Gangsters lives on daily. Performances on that map every single time we see it in their series almost. And Vertigo's still that little bit of an outsider. For now, it's definitely a good showing for either team coming out. It looks like it will be a 10-9 in the favor of the Frenchman. Looks as if they're the ones finding themselves double digits here. John, don't think he's going to be seen unless he walks. That's something he does. He's seen. The kill from Chucky. Another double. Another good performance coming out. Chucky! Oh, opening fight towards B. Always been with the up to A, and now adjusting it. The flash is good to set him up for a kill on Highness. And that is the plays, the type of plays that ADEPTS possesses that Fluffy Gangsters kind of didn't do all too much. They played standard Counter-Strike, going for a solo peek here and there, somewhat setting them up. But ultimately, man, these opening fights, these flash boards at times, it's just been very refreshing to watch from ADEPTS coming out. Oxford doing work. A triple on the Mac 10, man. Of course, Solby seen. Solby has been allowed to get a break on Oxprint, but not on all the others. It looks like a double-digit position for ADEPTS to come out in no time. They should be able to win this one quite firmly, quite easily. So, an easy round it will certainly be for ADEPTS found. They're the ones claiming themselves. They're 11th, and Fluffy Gangsters will have the Armored Eagle to go for. But we'll have to play for overtime here in order to stand tall. A necessity. with the position ADEPTS have given themselves. They are the ones pretty easily able to find 12 without too much of a problem. They should be around for them. With that match point, or map point rather. Having a chance to do it on either Anubis or Ancient against Fluffy Gangsters to win the series and move on to the grand final. Will be where they're going for. Is it in the realm of possibilities, though? Utility used to flash as well. John, that's waiting around with the MP9. Sandbags playing. Sprint. Trying to send himself in. Close Highness, getting himself a boost. Alternative setup here for Fluffy Gangsters that is working perfectly. 5-on-3 will be found. Now a 4-on-3. With that ADEPTS trying their utmost in order to make this one go across. There goes Starkey, falls away. To the hands of Highness. Chucky. Oh, not the Tech 9, not the dual Bredas, not the 5-7s, man. Fluffy Gangsters get around out of nowhere. Or is it? Still PRN having a shot at it. 10 seconds left. That's 1 kill. Pull up a miracle. PRN! Oh, he took down 2. He should have gotten 0. Fluffy Gangsters allowing him a way back in, but ultimately, no round found. The buy is still there for ADEPTS. They will have money for days still. But at least a round that goes the way of Fluffy Gangsters, making it somewhat closer. They themselves still having to be careful if this round goes south. Yeah, but eco in the last round. So, it all falls down to this round as well for Fluffy Gangsters. Having to take this one. They've given themselves the opportunity. They did the right thing because they had to win that round in order to make him have that opportunity. That extra bonus still potentially in play. Still puts up pressure on every single round. Because you were down so far. Utility jerked in towards B. 2 mollies towards Pillar. Smoked off. They have to clear the corner. John is going to be allowed to fight one while Takanashi has been taken away. No one waiting behind the pillar anymore. The op, though, joined up close. Giving Yurim Yatta a chance. Although he won't be given one. Going to get the bomb planted swiftly. No lurk in middle. Just Jerky watching ramp while no one is going there. Trying to open up the smoke, trying to open up the gap. But Tarky misses slightly. No flank from mid. It will be confirmed behind us now. Everyone on the site. A big brawl that will be happening here. In order to keep control or lose control of this B site. Sprint down low with the first one on the counter. No chance for him to him with that fight. That will have to happen. One guy sticking. Still going for the defuse. Have to take him off. PRN can't get it. The defuse happens. ADEPTS loses such a crucial round. We're in a prime position to do it again. But too many men in front of the bomb diffuser. Made it impossible for him to win. And with that, the round will be found and taken straight into their pockets. Fluffy Gangsters again, same situation still. Accounts for them. They're not out of financial problems. ADEPTS is also not in a good financial state. Or not in a bad financial state, I have to say. So they're going to be able to invest every single time. The Fluffy Gangsters, you've drawn it back from needing 3 in a row to only needing 2. If you're continuing to get these close rounds won, eventually you get yourself the victory. It's all the realm of possibilities. It's all very possible to find. Let's see how round 23 will go when we're Against all odds, seeing that comeback from Fluffy Gangsters coming out. Maybe still a chance to take it all the way. Solby with one. Double trade. Highness doing damage on the third as well. That's too big. That's way too big from Highness. And Exort, that was down to 50. Now gets a bullet to the face. ADEPTS. Crucial round they lose. As now it's Fluffy Gangsters being won away. ADEPTS had buy after buy coming in, but losing 3 full buys in a row is going to make this fourth one a necessity to pick up in order to continue in the game. This has turned from bad to worse for the Frenchman. And while doing so good various times, as long as you're not picking up the rounds, as long as you're not putting in that final blow, that final whistle, there's always the chance for a team to steal it from you. And here it does look as if the ADEPTS side is sunstruck far enough that Fluffy Gangsters is now going to be able to take it. The ram fight that looked a little shaky. ADEPTS just trying to throw bodies at it, thinking nothing of it. Having to take full accountability for their actions there. Couldn't seem to deliver. Now we're going to see what's up with this potential final round of the first map. If Fluffy Gangsters wins it, otherwise an overtime will be played. It's up the smoke, and for a double kill, straight from Highness again. Now let's make sure that doesn't follow up into a second or a third like he had last time. It should be pretty good. There goes the double molly. Highness is allowed to smoke it off. Trying to get support with a flashbang, but a nade will finish off his dreams. Chucky on short initially watching for Yata to go for the fight. No one taking it. ADEPTS rotating away, it looks like. Trying to see if B might be the way to go. Looks like it is. You have one molly to flush out the position here on the back. Takanashi is going to start rotating around. There's a molly and a nade to stop this. Uses it at the perfect time. Kill gets bounced, pops out the bomb, isolates the second. Molly is thrown perfectly. What a timing for Takanashi there. Start seeing util, start seeing flashes, starts hearing pins being pulled. Throws in the molly. And now a smoke to delay them. Yata has arrived with the AWP. Ready as ever. Start mowing them down. Digs up, finds the kill. We're not going to overtime. Fluffy Gangster steals the map pick away from ADEPTS here by taking away Vertigo. And now the map that will be picked by Fluffy Gangsters to go up next. A map that Fluffy Gangsters lives on with the amount of time they've played on. Won it against Tournament with a win up their sleeve. Let's see how it's going to go. Because obviously there is still a lot on the line, a lot to grab, and a lot to go wrong, potentially going out. Last time these two faced, it was a 13-6 for Fluffy Gangsters, but this time we'll once more be starting on the CT side, so a necessity would be to get a equally as good CT side as that one, which doesn't allow for a victory from ADEPTS as a bare minimum on the T side, which is usually what you're going to see out of ADEPTS coming out. They've played very good on Anubis ever since losing their first few matches, but able to recover, taking down K-Team in the quarterfinals, one of the best teams in this tournament in terms of the map of Anubis. But we're going to see. Here's the fight, of course. Highness taking it pretty swiftly there, finding PRN. Tarky going aggressive, running his way through. First one to chug in some util. One still waiting his shot, and he has to dual Berettas to do some work on this one. That was Starkey, that was already down low, leaving Chucky left for the clutch, all alone. Standing all by himself, a headshot, needing another. Can Chucky get this one done? Desperately trying. Is able to work his way around pretty swiftly. Each round been given an opportunity to take here for Chucky. Tricks in the smoke. Solby. Once, twice, and the Glock is good in this current meta. Chucky's going to start walking away. Slowly towards A. Now making a step. Getting a run in. Will he have enough time to get the plant? It looks like he will. Barely get it. 7 seconds. Means 3 seconds before the bomb goes down, and Solby will understand this. Just needs a headshot right from the Glock. Chucky heard up close. A headshot from Chucky would have already been enough. And that is something Chucky is going to do on himself. An ace for Chucky found here against the likings for Fluffy Gangsters. And whatever looked like a promising beginning for Fluffy Gangsters gets chucked away by the Belgian. He needed to have a headshot anywhere on himself, and from any range, he needed a headshot up close. And he ran up close to take the fight. Solby wasn't ready. Fluffy Gangsters forced to force their way into this round, and unless they win this one out, an eco will soon follow, which is going to give the early stage of the game potentially away well and truly to the side of ADEPTS here. And then we're talking. Man, we are starting to see a little bit of resilience being shown. And a promising game it will then certainly become. Like I said, the one that picks their opponent's map pick off is going to have a chance to win. Unless you were called ADEPTS, because in the third map, you would like to see Fluffy Gangsters take it. And that's why, also again, this map in particular, been a good map for Fluffy Gangsters. Maybe a little less, although ADEPTS have been able to grow through the tournament. You would think that that grow was going to help them succeed, but as they don't win their own map pick even, allows that statement to still comprehend for Fluffy Gangsters. They've taken their opposition's map pick. Now, it should on paper be a pretty easy map here on the map of Anubis, right? One of their best maps out there. Still, doesn't seem to show. You can see how Anubis can really be a map that a team is necessarily good at. Look at, for example, Sangal at the moment. 8-2 against FaZe Clan at the ESL Pro League. Going all the way to Malta to play there. FaZe Clan might already be dropping down a map against the Sangal team. So pretty interesting, to say the least. 2-0 start for ADEPTS will most definitely be found. Now a response, or playing this one as a little bit of an eco, of course. It's all in the cards, in the realm of possibilities. Looking in for a fight. Iran. Gonna start making his way in towards the A side. Chucky. Might have been, I was gonna say, might have been disconnected, but that's not to be. He's watching the tight angle there towards B main, waiting for a push from anybody from Fluffy Gangsters coming out, but they're just waiting out the time. They know taking the sweet time is only going to get them into a comfortable position. Have the Mac 10s and the SMGs, and they mow them down final second. Just allow the bomb. They're definitely in the good. They're not, as the site will be lost. Chucky planting the bomb. Stepping it once, now going for the full-on stick, giving the Deagle no chance to do anything. Blended away a little bit more to the left side, a little bit more to the edge, giving no chance to the Deagle. Chucky down low. It's definitely going to be something to work with. Smoke will be checked. Takanashi himself across and into the side. The fight tries to pick up the Mac 10 there. Successful in it. Not going to get it on Tarky. No kill coming out. Choik will deliver. Highness. No shot at this one anymore. He's going to save the scout for the next round. Fluffy Gangsters is losing their third in a row. We're going to have to see what their response will be like. Their response will have to be sweet. And unless that happens, pretty much looking at a dangerous situation. And it would be nice having a third map, let's be honest. I think the storyline would be great for ADEPTS as well, from losing in the early tournaments on Anubis, then going on to win as soon as it really matters in the playoffs and everything. And to have that third map of Ancient, a little bit of unknown touching ground again. A whole lot of a different map compared to that Vertigo and Anubis. Different style required, very retake heavy. Something you can be seeing as the third map, which is really exciting. For now though, smoke used. Great stuff from Takanashi to take control over the A side. A main taking possession of water drop going into B. One that's waiting there is John. He has the Mech 10 or an M4, chance to mow him down. 2 kills already. No chance to push for the smoke even further. John the opportunity to go for a spray down, but he's going to get it through the smoke. Joke and Chucky will walk away. Might be faced with a double push from A. They will be taking down Solby. Chucky is going to line up a second. This man is crazy. 7-0 so far. He's trying to go for more. Highness dropping in. Making space. Running through. Oh no. A singular point of health is all that remains from Joke here. Pop out from Yuramyata. Trying to take him down, potentially with the nade as well. There's the shot. Yuramyata going for a second. Of course he will. Fluffy Gangsters, that brilliant. That's godlike from the CT side. Looked like a round they weren't going to be winning. Chucky made it possible. Gave a second lifeline to the side from ADEPTS. But Fluffy Gangsters took it from that point. ADEPTS with good fakes, but they need to break the sole survivor on any side in order to actually take it over. And they couldn't do it this time, leaving them with no money remaining if they lose this one. That's where I'm gonna start seeing some danger fold in. For a little bit of a spray into middle. Attempts drawn. Tarky. Deep nade onto A main. For one. The Iran has been found. So will be getting taken. Takanashi trying his utmost to find some more. 4 versus 4 remains. With them desperately trying to go for more. It's taking a play, but couldn't find it. Tarky blows his head off. There goes the arm out with a fight. Another one from Yato that's going to be needed. Not a shot that will connect. Another chance provided. How is he still alive? A second out of nowhere from Yuramyata.
Bomb has been planted.
And all of a sudden, the bomb that has been planted, providing the opportunity for a Fluffy Gangsters miracle. Only Oxbrand. And he has 24 points of health remaining. The swing is not going to catch Highness off guard. 11 and 10 HP remaining on the 2 pandas. Round out of nowhere, really. Provided by A great beginning. A disastrous position that was starting to be found. Turned into a pretty okay one. And here we are seeing Tech 9s out from ADEPTS. They're trying to go for a straight up B-hit. Well, he chucked in DP. There will be a flash used, but in the meantime, there's a push coming out. Yata missing the shot. Minus having the opportunity. Praying and praying. And a flawless round from Fluffy Gangsters. They're the ones taking a third in a row. Good shot from Yata to begin with. The AWP finding success on choke there. Coming out, moving his way across. 4 versus 4 is made. There is your double entry for Fluffy Gangsters. John. Waiting on the edge here of the smoke. Ready to watch Con players walk their way in. With that molly. Thinking the right side is clear. He's having the smoke to work with. This is a crazy setup from John. Faded away just about. BRN. No access point into the site as he gets drawn away. A full buy round that looked very possible from ADEPTS to find. Now becomes a miracle run disaster. Yata's watching it. And there we have it. A fourth. A breakthrough completely found from Fluffy Gangsters. They're moving themselves up to a round advantage. Trying to go for 5 as well. ADEPTS having 4 Tech 9s, a Peter Fitty. Nade, Util, getting thrown in, chucked through, rush into the site from ADEPTS that will come out. So we have been able to mow him down completely. To a gaze on both amps doing the work. And a Peter 50 coming out is able to be taken away. John is going to get himself the USP as a final frag. And so almost a flawless round being taken. Getting so much gas on the side from Fluffy Gangsters. 5 in a row already. Although, friends in the chat. C'est pas possible. But for now, I'm starting feeling that it's starting to get away from them relatively quickly. It always is possible. I should say that, but like I said before, previous series, 13-6, still a full T side to work with for Fluffy Gangsters. They're still only on the CT side already, ensuring a bare minimum of a 7-5 half. Could even be better. Could even be them leading into the second half. It's dangerous. Will be up close. Collecting a frag with the AK. Look for a second. That won't be found. Chance for Takanashi to do it. Don't know where the bomb is currently at. In possession of the CT side. It's in possession of Takanashi. Expecting the op to come from A. And he drawn it back to a 1 versus 1. Both players down to 45-ish. 1 HP more from Takanashi, but will it provide him with anything? What is the play going to be like? Chucky will push in middle. He's going to peek with his arm towards the top of mid. Takanashi is waiting, and he's going to shut him down. Chucky had a chance, but in a unpredictable position where Takanashi was. Became a very hard round for ADEPTS to win. Became a very hard kill to predict for Chucky. And this game has turned into a little bit of a crazy one. Because ADEPTS just isn't able to win any of the rounds presented to them. Every single time they've gotten close. Every single time. It's been devastation. Fight out in the open. 2 kills taken. 3 on 3. Possession found nicely. Over the A side. ADEPTS creating a 2 versus 2 retake here. Yeah, from Yaram Yata doing the work. Chucky behind the box. Read through perfectly. Again, Yaram Yata on the solo. He's just too good. He's absolutely amazing. For Fluffy Gangsters, such a good player to have in your team. And brilliant work as he serves that purpose gigantically. This is amazing. It really is. Massive work. The opening fight from Takanashi will be found. Man advantage for Fluffy Gangsters. Oxprint. Brilliant. Second one from ADEPTS as well. They take the man advantage on the T side. Finally, an opening fight from ADEPTS that does in fact go their way. Gigantic to begin with. Trying to find themselves a little bit more. With this man advantage, more than welcome. To be fearful of the side take still. You gotta take it diligently. You cannot just all of a sudden run it down with ease. Thinking that you're gonna take the side completely over. You've been outdone various times. So don't get your hands up too much yet. You'd still find yourself falling flat, effortlessly. "30 seconds, though, to be exact. And from that point onwards, this play from ADEPTS will have to come out. They have a player taking space over A. And Yuram Yata is not going to get it. So allowed to get the plant on the A side going. Unless Highness can potentially shut them down from crossing. No bomb getting dropped. The nade will arrive too late. The bomb has successfully gone down. So 7-5. Something I spoke about that was the maximum ADEPTS could find. A 5-7 is also arguably still... I mean, it's not going to be good, but arguably okay. Arguably workable. With a pistol and all. Lots of things will be taken from that pistol. The armor is going to be taken as well in that engagement. Chucky will have that to his name. And now, 10 seconds, final play. John, he's going to take Oxprint down. Shot from John will be found. He's looking for 2 versus 2. To be a 4th will be found from ADEPTS coming out. 3 in a row. It would be nice in order to tie things up now. 3 in a row they found in the beginning. They need something similar to tie things up, but one more round to prove it. That 7-5. That's where ADEPTS wants to go for, but how many CT rounds have we already seen going the way of Fluffy Gangsters when full buys were up? So many. Might not even be able to remember all too well. That's the reason why it's so important. Things going now. 2 in middle, of course, from Fluffy Gangsters. John that gets mollied away. Leave an Oxprint to take the space provided to him. He wanted to take on. Doesn't get it done. So 50 seconds wasted here for ADEPTS to do some damage to flush your player. Get him back towards the B side. And now with Fluffy Gangsters seeing no mid presence. After a minute of time, they'll play the extremities. ADEPTS doesn't really go for a late mid presence before. Unless they've taken space over a site. Last time that was Oxprint doing work towards the A side. Now no one has really taken any possession, so this will be a dangerous round. Not a good position for ADEPTS to be in whatsoever. Cleared all con here, Fluffy Gangster. So soon we'll be aware that it should be A. 30 seconds, as soon as the smoke starts flying, they know enough. Rotations can be called, and you still got 2 men holding on to the A push. What can Solby bring? Up close. TRM waiting around the corner. Flushed away, taken out by Solby. With that, the bomb looks to go down. The plant has been provided. John trying his utmost with the trade. The AK from Yumriata that will get it done. It's all down to Tarky. And he's been found. Fluffy Gangsters will be able to put themselves up to 8. An 8-4. Half will be found. And with that, going to the flip. With the T site being the more favorite side in general on this map, it does look as if the ADEPTS side will have a tall order to fulfill. A pistol would be a necessity, otherwise the French might not be able to be there all too much longer. Dangerous as it could get relatively quickly. Turning the game around from an easy 2-0 to a little bit of a harder time, but the pistol will have to be won otherwise. That sequence of 2-0 is definitely there in the realm of possibilities. We know the Gilberts have been good for PRN. He gets help from Chucky, and he doesn't even have he doesn't even have a Gilberts. He just has a pair of a USP, but still gets 3 kills with it. The fast mid is getting chipped away by the CT side. And with that, an 8-5 looks to go the way of ADEPTS, giving them that small portion of momentum that they're looking for in order to potentially stabilize this game in no time and get a chance of surviving. And here we go with a buy from Fluffy Gangsters. Usually you don't see the second round false buy, but because of the situation they're in, I think they really want to put ADEPTS down quite fast, and they know they can have the capability of it. Like one fast push on Anubis towards B It's usually something that can easily turn around the game. I still remember Casper and Tropic in their RMR stages when they were still there. Previous major of Copenhagen, that's where the game could be fully turned around just by a single B push with a bunch of pistols. They were allowed to turn around the whole game, and this is such a turnaround point if they can do it. Planting the bomb. Put them in a comfortable spot. Then I see you up close. See you later. ADEPTS going to 6. As with that, put themselves in a range of 2. Striking distance of Fluffy Gangsters. Will once again have money to possibly force, but I don't know if that's going to be the play they're going to go for. Might also play it safer ones, and that is also in the cards for the Gangsters. Although they are Fluffy. They're going to try and take you down pretty easily, which they have managed to do so before. Trying to walk their way into middle here, Fluffy Gangsters, with the one bot Galil. Putting some pressure towards A. Seeing that they've been left out there. Are going to move their way in. Towards the mid side of things. Running their way across. And they're going to move their way into neglected positions. 3. Going into Temple. Trying to flush them out. Joke. Solby off the angle. 1-for-1 trade that has been found. And they're going to start running their way in. Soon coming through from camera. Double kill. Was quite great to find. And Chucky let a double right on top. Getting Fluffy Gangsters away. And truly now. Back to the ground. Back to their feet. Coming out, trying to zombie. Way to get this round started. ADEPTS will get themselves the man advantage. Tarky. Will be found falling. Good shot from Highness. Taking him away. Versus 4 that will be taken. Oxbrand. Sent away by Solby. Great trade coming out. Fluffy Gangsters, 4 versus 2. They're gonna go into the side and plant a bomb. PRN is the sole survivor of this one. And B aggression was where I felt like there were gonna be a little bit of a dice roll. And right now the dice rolls correctly for Fluffy Gangsters. They taken the space successfully. There we have it. Round will go the way of Fluffy Gangsters. They're the ones going to 9. bringing themselves some joy around. ADEPTS will be going for the timeout, of course. Sure. They're able to get away with that AWP. Or at least we'll have that in this round. ADEPTS, on the other hand, looking at limited util with Tarky. Going for that MP9. Limited util on their ends, of course, with Fluffy Gangsters. Chugging in the weapons presented. Little bit more cash, little bit more util. There's lots of pressure on them in this round as well to prove they could still get themselves reset if they're not playing this one too careful. So a breakthrough from either side that could be found. ADEPTS could be tying up the game, while Fluffy Gangsters can obviously be accelerating into a potential victory. Them having the better buy, that's obviously arguably the position that we're going to get ourselves into. By no means will that be an easy one to pick up. And here we have Fluffy Gangsters going for that double-digit one. Up on either side, AKs around it. Goes for Fluffy Gangsters. And all the util from ADEPTS almost burned. Two players from CT making their way across. Oxbrand, USP, SMG lined up to go for a play, moving their way through. Bomb is going to get planted. Looking for a post-plant situation. What will ADEPTS do? They have no kit, and so they aren't even going for this. They know how much this round means to them if they lose it. And that's why the Frenchmen choose not to go for this. Oh, wow. A 5 versus 5 retake and a 5 versus 5 save coming out. That is interesting. Very interesting.
Terrorists win.
And with that, double digits found for Fluffy Gangsters, trying their utmost to sustain. Fading up against the same buy, going up against the same buy. ADEPTS not obviously going to be taken away economy-wise, but don't have any util in this round. So, sure, you're saving your weapons. Sure, you're saving for a potential full buy, but you're kind of ecoing with rifles at this point. And I don't know if that is necessarily the smartest move you wanted to go for, but that is the decision they've gone for. Desperation strikes them a few times, and this bomb is going to go down on A. It's going to be planted. Fluffy Gangsters are looking at this one. A free A site, and no util, and no defuse kits for ADEPTS. Maybe another save. The ARP will certainly go for a save, but Chucky might be pushed. Takanashi is going to find an AK. He's also out of there. And now you're going to hunt if you're Fluffy Gangsters. You're going to try and search for where the weapons are.
Terrorists win.
we're going to see to buy their own against ADEPTS that have the money, have some sort of rhythm to work with there. The swing, Solby. It's blown away by Chucky. Entry found to begin with. Man advantage for ADEPTS coming through. AK won't be able to find it. PRN gets himself taken out by Takanashi. And so the 8th, that should be coming out from ADEPTS here unless a miracle can happen. And that miracle is called Yuramyata. Crazy in the AWP. Can't seem to deliver this time. Round will go to ADEPTS with a flawless one. Yuramyata in for the ARP, looking for a fight with the AWP. Highness. Go around. She actually the smoke. Tries to move his way in. Sparky Oxbrand looking for it. So will be getting his way across and into the mid doors. With Highness on it still, that's a headshot, that's a second! Highness opens up the B side completely. Last round it was ADEPTS getting a double man advantage, now it's completely the other way around. Sure, it's been the two guys that performed the least, but they have been great before. Definitely players that are capable of striking when they need to. But that kill from John was very necessary to keep them away. Still John down to 2 points of health, giving Fluffy Gangsters a plant, but nothing more. PRN expected it to be an A play. And where is he going now? Trying to save the ARP to play for overtime. Is that smart? I don't know. But he's saving. Fluffy Gangsters will go to 12. That is a certain thing. And what a battle on the side that was. What a battle coming out to try and stay alive there. Tarky and Oxbrand both found themselves falling. But a choke on the back of the side though. That had other plans. He mowed down 3. Even taking 1 down to just 2 points of health. But if your other teammates are all falling in the first few seconds, there's not too much that you can do. And even though Choke found the double there, and a little bit of damage on John, taking him down to 2 points of health, there was still no cigar available. No chance to take it. The French might believe, but will they have the shot at this? They pick up 1 round, of course, to make him go to 8 themselves. Fluffy Gangsters has been able to provide a 12. Goes out. Chucky. Putting up swiftly, trying to get his way across. Sprint seen to cross his way in. 2 kills found to begin with. A unfortunate timing on Chucky, found him falling as well. Oxbrand and Chucky both dealt with in the first few seconds. Trade frag on PRN. Now only 2 to find, only 1 to find. Is this the end for ADEPTS in the tournament? Is this our first grand finalist in Fluffy Gangsters? The Russian team that played so damn good in the group stage. 7 or 6-1. Only match they lost was a forfeit against Whoppa. And they're our first grand finalist. 13-11, 13-8. They will take this series 2-0. And we'll see who faces off against them. As the next game will be Viperio versus that same team Whoppa. The only team that technically beat the side from Fluffy Gangsters because they went for a forfeit win themselves. But Viperio on the upward strands. Whoppa that has looked good in general. Already waiting for them in the semi-finals. We're going to see who's going to take it. But for now, We'll chug it into a short break. In about an hour, we will be back with that game between Viperio and Whoppa. The red logo versus the green one. So colors already definitely on outside edges, but also on the edge of our seats to try and see who will be able to take that game. We're probably going to see a map pool somewhere similar with an Anubis and an Ancient